How's it going? I'm Brasden, this is Firesnout and Weed, a variety gaming channel, but today we're going to be tasting some ramen, doing a ramen review. And today's ramen, as you can see over here, let me read the label again, is Menraku Japanese ramen, miso flavor, which I'm highly excited about. I love miso soup. I've never had a ramen that has miso in it, so that should be interesting right off the bat. I gotta say, anybody who was here before we started the video for our stream, we do this on Twitch ahead of time. If you want to get to these early, that's where you can get it, from twitch.tv/Firesnout and Wheat. But yeah, so let's get in here. Let's show you what's going on. So here's our broth to start out. We usually start with our broth for flavor, you know, profile, texture, all that stuff. It's kind of hard to show you, but I will get it up there for you. There we go. You can see you get a bit of transparency, a bit of thickness. It's a bit of a mix. It's not quite opaque, not quite transparent. Got a little bit of both. Now I'll say, for the people who were here before stream, that miso paste packet, it's got some smell to it. I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite smell, but we'll see what happens here. We'll see how it all turns out. So the first thing we usually do is try broth. Let's start with that. Okay, hold on. Very savory. Very, very savory. I mean, you imagine that from the miso, right? Very savory. Almost has like a chicken flavor to it. Yeah, it has a bit of a chicken flavor to it. It sits somewhere in between the smoothness that I like. It's not watery, but it's not smooth either. It's kind of somewhere in between. Flavor-wise, it's got a pretty good profile, I'll be honest. Like, you get tons of garlic, you get tons of onion. You get a lot of salt, too, which, you know, ramen can be salty in general, but being able to taste the salt right up front, for someone who does eat ramen, kind of seems like there's probably a lot in there. If you don't like a lot of salt, then maybe not the best for you. But let's do one last taste test on the broth. Okay, so the broth, right? Let's get into it. The broth. It's okay. It's definitely okay. I would put the broth at about a flat 7. And here's why. We'll get to that, Roby. Welcome in, Roby. So I'll say this. The broth's not bad, a little salty, but the thing that's really pulling it back, I think, is just the smell of it outside of the flavor. The smell of the paste for the miso wasn't the best smell ever. You can't taste that smell at all in the food. It tastes great. But I will say that the smell of the broth is part of the experience, and I don't necessarily love the smell of it. The taste is good. The texture, good. Neither of them are outstanding, but they're good. I do enjoy the miso flavor. So I think a 7 is fair there. Yeah. I think that's good. So, moving on to noodles, right? That I have not tried at all yet. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, see, I think there's even a bit of miso paste still on my chopstick from when I was mixing it together. Yeah, you gotta be really thorough when you're mixing in that miso paste. Now let's take a look at these noodles, huh? Oh my goodness. I can chopstick, don't worry. Okay. I'll say this, just right off the bat, they're definitely less bouncy than other noodles we've had. Not in any bad way, but that's not so bouncy, is it? Compared to the other ones we've had. Yeah, not so bouncy. Let's try it out. Let's see how it goes. I'm gonna need another bite. We usually do about 3, just a taste test here. You know what's funny? Originally I had said that the broth has like a chicken flavor to it. But now that I'm eating the noodles, it tastes more beefy than that, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Take one more bite of the noodles for flavor. Hold on. Okay. I got some stuff here. I'll say this. To me, it tastes kind of like someone put angel hair pasta in the ramen. Like, it's not gummy, but it's not like firm either. It feels like it's gonna fall apart. The flavor of the noodle does kind of stand out. I don't know that it's my favorite flavor, but it does have a flavor, which is more than what we can say about some other ramens we've tried. But yeah, we were right on the money about, you know, them not being bouncy and being kind of stiff, and just, it feels like it's going to deteriorate into the broth over time. Oh, damn, I put 70? What am I doing? Yeah, we're putting a 70 for the broth. No one said anything. Thanks, guys. Alright. Yeah, a little sip here. Alright. So, the noodles, kind of tough, man. I think this is going to be pretty low. If we're going with flavor, texture not so great. Flavor there, but not so great. We're going to give it a 6. Yeah, giving it a 6. The noodles, not my favorite. Look, they're not the worst either on the planet. Like, it's not like this is as bad as cup noodles. It's not. But to me, this is one step away from cup noodle-wise. It's very close to what you would get with them. Alright. So, we've got one last category here. Now, garnish is pretty important to me. Anyways, I come from Shin Black Ramen, where you get legitimate garnish, right? In this, we have gotten specks of things. Oh, maybe a dot of cabbage. Hold on, I'll show you what I mean. When I say dot of cabbage, I mean about that much cabbage. Kind of not even enough for the weight of the cabbage to pull it. Oh, it finally fell off. So yeah, not much to speak of there. And the corn, while I appreciate it, there's like 7 kernels total in here, maybe less than that, maybe 5. So, you know, not anything substantial in here, topping-wise. I will say that I do like corn in my ramen. I know that's not exactly that crazy for an American to say, I like corn, imagine. But, yeah, there's really not much there. I'd say as far as garnish, they did try, and they did surprise me, because I didn't think there was going to be any in there for the garnish. So, toppings. Look, we got to be honest with this, because last time we gave a 2.0. and they gave us nothing. It was basically a couple of, you know, shavings of green onion were, you know, bestowed upon us. So let's go ahead and put this one maybe around 4. You know what? Nah, that's still too high. 3.5. 3.5. Because look, at the end of the day, when I'm looking for a garnish, I want to taste it. I want any flavor to come from it. I can tell you right now, grabbing one of these pieces of corn, you probably know this, corn not so great at absorbing flavor. So the corn itself, just kind of there, doesn't really have a flavor, and it's not even absorbing flavor. So yeah, I think that's a fair judgment, because they did try. Like, they didn't do nothing, right? There were little tiny pieces of cabbage, there were little bits of corn. I'll give it to them. You know, they did attempt. So let's go ahead and try to figure out what our major score here will be. Yeah. Let's do this real quick. So we got a 7 plus 6 plus 3.5. Boop. All right, that's a low score, but look, man, this is how we do it. All right. It's a low score, but it is what it is, man. We're going for a 5.5, baby. That's what we do. Oh yeah, Adam, we combine the numbers and average them out. So yeah, you take ramen seriously, and I appreciate that. That's right. We got to make sure we're fair. But yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty accurate score for it. While I was looking for something with some miso in it, it didn't really hit the mark. It does have that flavor to it, but there's so much of like body and just flavor in the broth that while some of those flavors were here, they weren't exactly standing out. The noodles, you know, didn't rise above that at all. And neither did the garnishes. So at the end of the day, I think we did a good job. I hope you all enjoyed this. We love doing these ramen reviews here. I'm going to do 1 to 2 a week, about that much, so you can expect that. But until next time, everybody, thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see ya. Bye!